It's Friday, January 23rd, and this is the Echo Press News Minute for the week of January 18th through the 24th. I'm Lisa Johnson. Here are the top stories in our Wednesday, January 21st issue. The first ever SNOfest Winter Festival at Carlos Creek Winery exceeded expectations, according to organizers. It might not have been ideal weather, but according to Michelle Bredesen, who co-owns the winery with her husband Tyler, people braved the temperatures and wind and celebrated winter in true Minnesota fashion. She said they don't really know how many people attended SNOfest Saturday, January 17th, but based on building capacities and vehicle counts, they're guessing around 750. A highlight of the event was ice sculptures created by artists from Minnesota Ice Company. Two of the sculptures, Big Ole and the Minnesota Nice Moose, were carved by Kevin Pearson during the festival. During the event, festival goers could watch ice carving demos, listen to music, take pictures by the ice sculptures. There was food and beverages served from the ice bar outside the winery. Kids took part in the Olympic-themed sled parade, and all participants got a free hot chocolate. Bredesen said she loved seeing people embrace the cold and watching the ice carvings. She's hoping to hold the event again next year. Go to our website to see a lot of photos and video. Tom Slack doesn't like heights, but that didn't stop the owner of Slack Painting in Brandon from painting the Fauché Tower in Minneapolis 10 years ago, an event that just had its anniversary. "I'm glad I just did it once," Slack said last week. "I don't have to do it again." The tower, built in 1929 by Wilbur Fauché, was the tallest building in Minneapolis at the time of its construction and became the first skyscraper west of the Mississippi, standing 32 stories tall. Heights aside, Slack said the project went very well. "It was one of those projects that just kind of puts you into a different level," he said. "That's kind of what it was for us. It opened up the door for showing there's nothing we won't do." Slack continued, "It's funny, I always tell people God's got a sense of humor. One of my top 3 fears would be heights, and that's what I was getting into, painting tall buildings. You do get used to it," he said. "Once you get over that mental block, it just gets quicker. You know you can start freezing up, and you know it's coming, and you're like, no, I'm going to be fine." You just push through it. So it's really a mental game. Slack said he knows people who live for that kind of height-related challenge. They will literally run up that thing, he says. "There are some extreme people out there, but that's not naturally me in that sense. I've done some things that I'll do because they need to be done, but it's not like I go after that stuff." For the rest of the story, go to our website or get the print version. A staple of reading life and grocery store checkout lanes breathed its last 3 weeks ago. The mass market paperback, or as they used to be called, just paperback, is no more. In an article last month, Publishers Weekly reported that ReaderLink, the largest full-service distributor of hardcover, trade, and paperback books to booksellers in North America, will stop distributing mass market paperbacks at the end of 2025. Having worked at a bookstore since 2016 and reading different things that we get from publishers, I wasn't surprised. I knew it was coming, says store manager bookseller Ann Paulson of Cherry Street Books in Alexandria. "It's been on the table for a while now. Yeah, I feel sad because they're more affordable. It may take brand new books out of people's hands who could maybe not otherwise afford a brand new book. You could pick up a paperback in line at the grocery store. It's just one more nail in a coffin of removing reading and literacy from our radar," Paulson continues. "Anytime anything to do with books just goes away, I feel sad." Read more details about this story online and in print. The Brandon-Evansville School Board held a reorganizational meeting January 12th at the Brandon School. The board officers and committee assignments remain the same as last year. Jana Anderson is board chairperson, Rachel Wagner vice chairperson, J.C. Steppen treasurer, and Stacy Bomia is clerk. The board will continue to meet on the third Monday of every month, but the February meeting will take place February 9th because of the President's Day holiday. In life, Patients at the Children's Hospital in Minneapolis received new toys thanks to a 7th grader at Discovery Middle School in Alexandria. Kennedy Hay is a cancer survivor, and she organized a toy drive over the holidays as her project in a new course called Our Community, Voice in Change. Students who took the course had to choose a project they were passionate about. Hay focused on children's health. Childhood cancer is the #1 cause of death by disease in kids, she said. For their project, students in the class had to follow certain steps, including choosing a topic, gathering information, considering perspectives, figuring out the what and why of the project idea, take action steps, share the results, and then figure out the next steps. Hay's goal was for the community to come together and for everyone to do whatever they could to make a child's journey with cancer just a little bit better. When she considered the perspective of her project, Hay said one stakeholder is herself. She said, "I'm a cancer survivor, and it was a struggle for my family, emotionally and financially. I remember that I would be over the moon when somebody gave me something to enjoy." You can read the full version of the story online or in print. In sports, Alexandria's boys swimming and diving team delivered a complete all-hands performance Saturday, January 17th. The Cardinals captured the Section 8AA True Team Championship at Brainerd High School, edging runner-up Elk River to pick up the title by only 3.5 points. According to head coach Kathy Walker, the Alexandria swimmers, divers, and deck support all squeezed out points against a talented section group in Alexandria's first true team competition of the season. By the end of the day, Walker said the rest of the section had learned what Cardinals energy looks like. You can save money by subscribing to the newspaper, and we're also offering digital memberships to access the paper online. Stop by our office at 1920 Turning Leaf Lane Southwest, Suite 12 in Alexandria, or give us a call. The Echo Press, giving information life since 1891. Here are the top stories in our Friday, January 23rd issue. A 27-year-old man died from a gunshot wound to the chest early Tuesday morning in Alexandria. Police and Memorial Ambulance were called to the 1700 block of 6th Avenue East at about 1:16 Tuesday morning, January 20th, according to a news release from the Alexandria Police Department. Upon arrival, an adult victim was found unresponsive inside a residence. While life-saving measures were performed, the man was pronounced dead at the scene, according to the release. The man's identity is being withheld pending the notification of family members and review by the medical examiner's office, the release said. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is assisting the Alexandria Police Department with the investigation, which is ongoing. The police department does not believe there is any risk to the public, according to the release. The amount of gratitude Wayne and Pat King feel for the outpouring of generosity and support they've gotten since losing their home in a fire December 28th of 2025 is nearly indescribable. The fire destroyed their home, their 2015 Toyota Highlander, their carport and shed. The Kings lived in a mobile home in Miltona Bay Estates on Lake Miltona. "We thank God that we get to live at my sister-in-law's, Pat's sister, who's in Arizona right now," says Wayne King. The couple, who are both in their mid-80s, said the loss was catastrophic, but they are alive and doing the best they can under the circumstances. The fact that people have been so generous in this community, there's no possible way that we could go out and talk to all of them to say thank you, said Wayne, a veteran who served in the U.S. Navy for 4 years. The kindness and generosity have made an incredibly difficult time so much more manageable. Wayne said he and Pat were at their bank in Miltona, First Western Bank, depositing some of the monetary gifts they had received, and the person at the bank told them people had been putting money into an account for them. "We didn't know that," said Wayne. "We have no way of knowing who it was, but that is incredible. It's just been ongoing, the outpouring of support from people, and not just in Miltona, but Carlos, Parker's Prairie, the whole surrounding area." For the complete story, read the story online or in the print version of the newspaper. The American Red Cross is urging people to schedule an appointment to give blood. They're facing a critical blood shortage and need blood now so patients don't face delays in life-saving care. Locally, there are several blood drives scheduled. You can go to redcrossblood.org/give and enter your zip code. In a news release from the Red Cross, requests for blood from hospitals are exceeding the availability of blood, leading to about a 35% drawdown of blood products in the past month. According to the news release, weather and seasonal illnesses have disrupted vital donations. With intense winter weather and freezing temperatures expected across much of the country in the coming weeks, more blood drives could potentially be delayed or canceled, said Dan Williams, the executive director of the American Red Cross, serving northern and central Minnesota. Williams says high flu activity in nearly every state may be sidelining donors, slowing efforts to help rebuild the Red Cross national blood supply. Those who give blood between January 26th and February 28th will get a $20 e-gift card to a merchant of their choice. For more information, go to redcrossblood.org/heart to book an appointment. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Osaka City officials are inching a little closer to solving the mystery of the 350,000 gallons, but it's not solved yet. City Clerk Angela Jacobson told the Echo Press that just before Christmas, Public Works noticed an increase in usage, about 50,000 more gallons. City Superintendent Darren Quistorf asked Jacobson to put out a post on social media asking people to watch in case they noticed something. The next day, said Jacobson, the water usage went back down. So somebody found something but hasn't said anything to us, she told the paper. Whoever left the water running left it on for about 7 days. So at 50,000 gallons a day, that's an estimated water bill for 350,000 gallons and about $1,500 in extra charges. At the Monday, January 12th meeting, Osaka's Mayor Judy Dvorak told the council that she'd talked with the Osaka's Public Works Department, and they're thinking it's a faulty meter, but they still don't know whose. They're also guessing an industrial user because of the amount of water used. So, will the mystery be solved once the water bills come out at the end of the month? Well, it will depend, says Jacobson. We're going to do bills, but we do have some meters that are estimated yet because we're getting those new batteries for them. And if they're one of them, we won't know until we replace the meter battery. Other news out of that city council meeting includes a change in the actual meeting time. Beginning with the February 9th, 2026 meeting, they'll start an hour earlier at 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m., which will give folks an extra hour in which to get ice cream or take a nice walk after attending a summer city council meeting. In life, the story of how Alexandria's first congregational church came to have a labyrinth in its basement is bittersweet. In fact, it's the exact combination of joy and sorrow and loss and renewal that probably labyrinths were originally designed for. A labyrinth is not a maze, says Marcy Watson, the retired Lutheran spiritual director who joined Reverend Dr. Jill Sanders to talk about the labyrinth. It's actually the opposite of a maze. A maze is designed to trick you with lots of entrances and lots of exits and lots of false endings. A labyrinth, there's one way in, and that same way is the way out. It's designed to be a walking meditation. As you're walking and following this path, just putting one foot in front of the other, it helps you to focus on whatever it is that you're thinking about at the time. It's embodied prayer, says Sanders. Think of it as letting go of worries and concerns as you walk in and then experiencing God's presence in the center and feeling at one with God and people in the universe as you walk out. It's an unusual concept to people who've been raised that prayer is sitting still, not fidgeting, and listening quietly to a minister, a practice that Sanders says is not a good fit for everyone, even herself. That's why somebody like me always had a hard time praying, she admits with a laugh. I don't sit still well and silent well. But when I can move my body, even if I'm in prayer, just walking outside around the block, it's a more natural way for me to pray. Read the rest of this story online or in the print version of the paper. In sports, Alexandria girls hockey player Quinn Hills received a prestigious honor on Monday, January 19th. The Cardinals senior was selected as a recipient of the Shannon O'Hara Foundation Scholarship, handed out as part of Hockey Day Minnesota festivities at the conclusion of Alexandria's game against Grand Rapids Greenway, a 4-1 victory courtesy of a 4-goal second period. Recipients of the scholarship were selected by the Foundation's Board of Directors based on displaying a positive attitude out on the ice, working hard to achieve their goals, and for being a kind friend and dedicated teammate, both with their team and in the hockey community. It's an honor everyone holds with grace. Quinn embodies these ideals each day through her leadership, work ethic, and the way she supports those around her. Cardinals head coach Molly Arola said, "This honor is a meaningful recognition of the character she brings to our team, our school, and our community." Opinion page items for the week included our editorial about Minnesota ranked as the 10th best state to retire, an In the Know column from Sheriff Troy Wolberson about video's role in law enforcement, our history column, a letter about recycled cardboard being burned in the incinerator, our Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down editorial, an Our Turn column about the vanishing film heritage, a commentary about New Year's resolutions, and a letter urging citizens to end the extreme division in the nation. I'm Lisa Johnson. This is the Echo Press News Minute for the week of January 18th through the 24th. The Echo Press News Minute is produced by Al Edenloff and Lisa Johnson. The Echo Press, giving information life since 1891.